Hey, it's me, Paco. It has been a while, but I just wanted to discuss some things that I learned, or actually that I experienced using cryptocurrencies. I think in the past, I looked at the charts and saw how things were very cheap and how cryptocurrencies were down. And I remember seeing that parabolic move of certain cryptocurrencies, and I was like, oh, that looks pretty cool. So it would be nice to make that amount of money. And I always had the hope that maybe it would go up again, just like the way it didn't before. And during my trading and investing with cryptocurrencies, I learned a lot about volatility. And I watched my money go up and down a lot of times. And I've experienced nothing has been, I think, as crazy as Dogecoin. I think I bought Dogecoin around 8 cents, and then I started watching it go up. And I was in profit, but I didn't know how to sell at the moment because I was always listening to people who were saying that it was probably going to go to the moon. And this is probably my beginning stage of learning that there is times to sell. And because if you don't sell, then you end up rebounding and going back to your break even. So that was a very interesting lesson to learn. So during around the time when Bitcoin was ranging between 50,000 and $70,000. I kind of FOMOed in around when I was in Dogecoin, and it kind of was didn't work out really well. I was down a lot, but I still had belief that the bull run was going to start. A lot of people didn't really think it was going to start. I think, um, but we did have the Bitcoin halving. But I think that my portfolio did dip, and I had a backup plan just in case things got worse. But I held strong during that moment when it was ranging between 50 and 70,000, because I did have belief it was going to go up and stuff. So around the time I think when I believe the election happened in America, um, I portfolio in Dogecoin, my Dogecoin ended up going really higher. And then when President Trump was elected, I saw cryptocurrencies skyrocket very drastically. I saw Bitcoin going to 70,000 and then 80,000 and then 90,000, and it seemed like it was going to go up forever. And then all of a sudden, I had a plan to sell just in case, because I learned this through my experience with trading that you have to sell. So I had sold around maybe 36 cents, and it continued to go higher. Dogecoin continued to go higher, but I didn't want to put my money back in Dogecoin because I heard about XRP. And what happened was I remembered hearing that Gary Gensler was going to get fired by President Trump. So I felt that it would be wise to start moving money into XRP, and it's not like Dogecoin because it isn't that volatile. So I put in the money in XRP when it was around $1.08, and then I think Gary Gensler made some news that he was going to resign. So he didn't get fired. I think he resigned. And at that moment, XRP started going really, really high. It went from $1 to $1.60, and then it went up to $2, and then so on. And during that time, I ended up multiplying my income, my investment, about 4 times. I think it was around 4 times. And during 2025, I've gained a lot of experience. I've learned a lot of trading techniques. I learned how to dollar cost average, support and resistance. I learned how to sell and to stick to your rules during this whole entire time in 2025 and 2024. So I think Dogecoin is probably the best way that I learned how to um, deal with cryptocurrencies, because it was like going in the front lines basically. But I really don't feel really fear that much of the other cryptocurrencies volatility. I don't really fear Bitcoin. I don't fear the stock market. and its ups and downs. I really don't fear that. It's because of I've experienced a meme coin, Dogecoin. So I think I'm kind of strong in that area. But for Dogecoin, um, I don't think I really want to buy it until like people aren't really talking about it anymore. Because I think, and this is just my opinion. It's not financial advice, but I think that if you ever wanted to get into a meme coin, it would probably be at the time when people are like, crypto is dead and crypto is really boring at the moment. And then you would start probably positioning yourself. And then when it starts, people start hyping, getting hype, and start FOMOing in. You probably would sell, but you always, as I learned from trading, you always stick to your rules because your rules help you with your emotions, fear, and greed. So because of this, I think I probably made 4 times, and then when I was trading, I ended up turning that 4 times into 5 times. So I multiplied my money probably like 4 to 5 times from cryptocurrency. The problem is, I mean, the not the problem, but the thing is, it took a lot of experience and how to learn about the market and to experience the market. And through my failures, I've ended up succeeding. Now I'm trying to learn capital preservation, and I am making an income. I made an extra $1,000 about a couple weeks ago. So I'm also investing into other things, something that are more not like Dogecoin, but more how do I say this? Um, let's just say it's less volatile and it has a strong foundation, such as like I like Bitcoin. I had stocks in real estate too. I think not real estate, but Fundrise. I was invested in there, but I am investing in Bitcoin, and I don't know. I just wanted to share my experience with cryptocurrency. Um, there's a lot of lessons to be learned in it, and if you ever, my only thing I want to say is if you ever did get into it, I wouldn't probably recommend it because it is a tough road. But if you do, always start with a little bit because never put too much. Like invest what you don't bet the farm, don't go all in. That's the biggest one. Don't go all in. Just start with a little bit and learn it. That way, you might you might like it. So who knows? But you might make money, but a lot of people don't because they're not in control of their emotions and they don't stick to rules. So I just wanted to share my experience. I don't really know. I'm still trying to figure out what my channel is going to be about. But I just wanted to share. So yeah. Um, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Peace.